Alright guys, real quick, this is for a Suburban 2015, 2016, 17, 18, part number 60769. Just real quick on how to install this, I want to give you guys some tips. What you do is first compress all the air out of this airbag. You're going to pull this out and compress all the air, right, as much as you can. Fold it this way, and then take two zip ties and fold it like a pancake almost, right? So you're gonna fold it this way, and then on its side, and then take two zip ties and zip tie it around it. That's the only way you're gonna be able to get it inside the actual spring. What they show you here, to use a pitchfork like that or something else, did not work for me. So basically that did work for me. The second thing you do, you take a liquid wrench and just literally just spray the entire spring and this airbag assembly as well. What that allows you to do is actually slide it in easier. This is the spacer part. Don't put this in yet. You're going to put this in right before you connect the hose. This spacer, you're actually going to slide onto the hose first and then connect the actual airline to here, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So basically what we got is this. So here's the actual air spring in it, right? Now here's the thing. Number one, I'm replacing these as well because these are blown, as you can see. That's tomorrow. But I'm also adding those helper air springs. So my tip to you guys, take a car jack, wedge the car jack in between here and the frame. You see that, like right there? And take a screwdriver or whichever and just open this up as much as you can until the spring is almost like kind of wobbling in there. So you're going to open this area up as much as possible, and what that'll allow you to do is actually reach in there in the top part and connect the airline. Okay, so once that's done, you're going to take these small needle nose pliers. Okay, you're going to go in through the back side, through there, okay, with one hand, and with the other hand through here, you're going to just press down on this airbag and compress it down. Now, very important, to put that little spacer on, first slide the spacer on to the actual airline itself, okay? After you slide the spacer on onto the airline itself, then, you see that spacer right there? Then what you're gonna do is connect the airline. Now, obviously, you cannot connect this airline by hand because it's very slippery. Even if you clean it with brake cleaner, which I tried, with my hands, I just could not get a good enough grip to like push it down. So you take those needle nose pliers from the other side, hold the actual airline with the needle nose pliers, and basically just like force it on top of that airbag, and you'll feel it go in when it won't even, you won't be able to push it in even more. Okay, now here's the thing. Before you do any of this, before you even put the airbag in, very important, what you're going to do is put the actual airline into the spring, middle part of the spring. The way you do that without removing the wheel is you put the airline in through the inside. Okay, so there's a little hole up there. You feed it in through the inside, and then you'll actually end up pulling it out back here, and then you can route this wherever you want. You can route it to the gas cap assembly or to the tow hitch, whichever, to add air. So in a nutshell, guys, this is how it goes in. It was definitely not as easy as they say. Once I do release the tension here, this will basically be touching on the top part. Right now there's like an inch clearance, and this is completely the spring like uncompressed. Okay, so that's it. Routing the airline is super easy. You guys already know how to do that. But yeah, this is for 2015-16 Suburban and 2015-16 Tahoe. and Sierra probably. That's it. Good luck. Bro, what are you doing? Alright guys, so this is the exhaust side. Now, this is the side with all the heat shields. So, there's two of them. Anyway, on this side it's a little bit trickier with the exhaust. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the jack here on this, and then it will, the other part will go right there, right here. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to jack this part up to extend the spring and then slide it in. First, as always, you're going to put your line in first before you're putting this air helper spring in, and then route your line. And then I had to use little pliers at the top to actually attach the line to the actual airbag itself. So it's a little bit tricky on this, but it is possible. Just soak it in WD-40 or PB Blaster, and then it'll make it a lot easier to slide in. But yeah, this side is definitely a little bit trickier because it was difficult to get the pliers into here to get a hold of that airline and to press it on, because you don't have any room. There's like barely any room in here right now with that spacer in. So that spacer did go in there. I don't know if you can see it right there. There's the spacer, and that's how much clearance there is. And this is with the car jacked up. So when I lower it, it'll probably be touching on both sides. Okay guys, so we are all set. Basically, I decided to route the line where the hitch goes, and it's actually right here instead of the usual spot where they put the by the gas cap. Just because if I'm hooking up something towing, it's right here. I can add some air. Whatever. I just decided to put it there. So what you do is you inflate it to like about 10 psi or so, 12 psi, and then you listen for any like leaks. So make sure there's no leaks anywhere, and then if there's no leaks, you're pretty much good to go. And yeah, that's it. And then you lower the car, and then you can inflate it up to 35 psi. So you never want to go more than 35 psi.